Welcome to the Synth Singularity. That synth show, little oscillators and percolators, little fresh new haircut. Man, it grows fast. Time flies, doesn't it? One day you got a mustache, next day you got a beard. You know, next day you got a baby face. Next day you've got a marine haircut. Next day you got a shaved head. Next day you got long hair. It's a wild ride. But we are at, what's up, Trusto? We are at the crossroads, man, of a lot of things. Crossroads of synthesizers. I've taken some time to do a lot of deep thinking over the last little while. Some mega deep thinking. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a weird time in the synthesizer world. I got, what's up, Royd Void? Let me get the live chat popped up so we can see what's going on. Trusto's here. What kind of emotions? Wanted to meditate? Well, that's what you're here for. Meditate on me. Void. Mark Anderson, what's happening? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a interesting stream this morning because, like I just said, as the title just saw, we're at a crossroads here, man. A crossroads of everything. I think everybody's feeling a little bit of a crossroads. I'm seeing, I got a bunch of my friends that are abandoning Behringer and going to Moog, which is crazy. You know, I thought the Behringer bros were united. I thought we were in it till the end, but Echo Craft, Hans Volt, gone to the Moog side. Then we got the Machines One going to Moog and Oberheim. All a bunch of cork sniffers now. Then we've got Twin Cities Oxygen going to Moog. We've got a lot of people going to Moog. And you know what? I got a very hot take on that, which I will probably relay in a little bit. A very hot take, because I was talking to a few people about this, about the Moog Messenger, who actually have it in their hands. And man, I asked one specific friend, man, listen, if you could say what the Moog Messenger is to this era of synthesizers, like just put one word on it. You know, I was like, you know, innovative. I gave a bunch of example words. Long pause. There was a long pause. And he came back and he just said, game changer. And I was like, wow. Okay. That's what I was thinking when I was formulating my thoughts. I was like, you know what? That is the word that I think I was going to put to it. And I'll explain that in a little bit, what's happening. Let's just see who's here. We got Mark Anderson. We got Trusto. We got Mazur Baby. Royd Void's in the house. And everyone else is probably sleeping in on a Saturday morning. We've got the weather today is a beautiful damp morning. That's kind of, I like, my favorite mornings are when it's really damp and you walk out into the grass to ground yourself and send that earthly energy straight up through the soles of your feet, right to your pineal gland. And then what happens? The sun comes out, dries the grass right out, and you get that nice, humid, hot afternoon. That's my favorite. So that's the kind of morning we're looking at here over in Samurai Kingdom. What's up, Pro Synth Network? What's happening, Robbie? Yeah. So like I said, I got a bunch of my great friends abandoning Behringer, just throwing them to the wayside and running to Moog like they've been hypnotized. And I think there might be good reason, because these cats are, they're audiophiles, okay? They live for the intricacies of sound. They live for build quality. They live for the melding of modulation, okay? Modulation and frequency. You know, they're sonic alchemists. And when they said to me, the Moog Messenger, it's in their hands. So this isn't no synth mafia type of nonsense. This ain't no marketing commercial these cats are spitting to me. This isn't anything other than straight, cold, hard, unadulterated bro truth, okay? And the bro truth is that the Moog Messenger is a game changer. And that, I mean, you know how hard it is for me to say that when I'm when I'm a hardcore Behringer bro? I haven't tried it yet, but this is what we'll get into later in the show. So I guess what I'll tell you, the lineup is the show here today. We're at a crossroads. I'll talk about some other little things. You guys can ask me what you want. I might have some of the gear turned on. I might do a little thing like that. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I think we're up to like almost 48 now, 4767 or something. I'll check the exact details later. Yeah, according to this, 476. So we're going, man. We're about to hit that 5,000. And you know what's going to happen when I hit that 5,000? I'm going to be buying something, all right? As per usual. I got to treat myself. So we're on the road to 5,000. So if this is your first time here, like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Don't give me no money. Go give Echo money, okay? If you got $5 in your pocket, if you got 30 cents in your pocket, if you got $1.99 in your pocket, if you're one of those cats that are carrying around $20 bills wrapped in rubber bands, you know who you are. Go give Echo Craft some money, all right? Samurai's doing just fine. I don't need no money. But Echo Craft, go shout out him some money. He's joined Team Moog, and he needs as much money as he can get right now because, my good lord, those things are expensive. So head over to Echo Craft's channel and give that cat some money so we can go get an Italian sub with extra mayo and a little bit of ketchup on the side, all right? You guys, all you got to do is just hang out and have a good laugh, all right? Let me just keep the chat rolling here. Big dog, big dog, big dog. What do we got? 5K. I think I could actually reach 5K today if I really wanted to. If I wanted to put in a little bit of that panache, a little bit of that something. If I wanted to break the death whistle out and say, for every $5 donation, I'll blow this death whistle and send you straight to Aztec heaven, I could do that too. But I ain't doing that right now. But maybe when I do my road to 5K telethon, maybe I'll do that tomorrow night. Maybe during the telethon, that'll be one of the options. Okay, but as of right now, dude, we're just talking about the crossroads. Yeah, Italian sub. Well, you never had an Italian sub, Mark Anderson? My God, bro. My God, bro. So Moog Messenger versus, I'm just gonna say Behringer. So let me just break it down to you right now. I jump on over here. Let me pull up my little Titantron on the side so we can indulge ourselves in a little bit of visual candy. If I jump on over to here. 7 best synths for indie bands on gearnews.com. And I only just loaded this up because shout out to Gear News and Robbie from Pro Synth Network, one of the greatest synthesizer journalists of all time, the great English gentleman Robbie. Okay, best synth for indie bands. I don't know how they figured that out. You know, this is what I call hyperglaze, okay? Because the Moog Messenger hasn't even had a chance to get in the hands of indie artists, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, they don't know the Moog Messenger. How can you put that on the list? All right? But this is the level of hypnosis and the level of neuro-linguistic visual programming and psyops that you get sometimes in this synthesizer genre and niche that we've all so gratefully had the pleasure of being a part of. Now, yeah, Emily Hopkins to learn from the pro. That's right. If you want to learn how to shekel it up, baby, check out Emily Shekelins. I love her. Just as a influencer though, not as anything else. I just think she's hilarious, cool, and her game's tight. That's all. So shout out to Harp Lady. All right. So what my point is when you see something like this, the 7 best synths for indie bands. Korg, micro Korg's on the list. Okay, you can put that on there. No problem. Oberheim OBX8. Okay, put that on there. No problem. Tried, true, and tested. Roland Phantom EX series. Okay, tried, true, and tested. Sequential Prophet 5. Tried, true, and tested. Okay. Twin Cities Oxford, what you miss? Nothing, man. You just joined in. You ain't missed nothing, baby. We're just getting started. And then we got down here, we got the Moog Messenger and the Behringer Wave. Astrolab, that's a synthesizer that I'm actually thinking about trading my Juno X for. Let me know down in the comments what you think about that. But yeah, I'm thinking about trading up the Astrolab, or sorry, trading out the Juno X and getting the Astrolab. But I might even be the rubber band man and just get both, okay? I just might get both. I just might add the Astrolab to the Juno X and have a double VST in a box bonanza, okay? Twin Cities Oxygen, what are you saying? I think you have 2 live streams running simultaneously. All right, let me check that out real quick. Hold on. That could be possible. Anything's possible these days. What's going on with YouTube? Let me see. I got this one running. Let me go see if I got another one running. How I could have 2 running? I don't know. Let me see. Let's see if I go here. Let me head into the studio. Let me shut off my back room for a minute so you guys don't have to look. Let me see what's going on. If I got 2 running, we're gonna have to shut one down because we can't have my clone out there starting live streams without me. Oh, which one is which? That's the question. Huh. Which one is which? Which one is which? I gotta figure out which live stream is which. Let me see. You're right. Let me throw this up. I got 2 running here for some crazy reason. If you make it to the end, you'll be blessed with great fortune and luck. All right, it's not that one. So I gotta take that off. Hold on now. Let me see what's going on here. This could get crazy. I could delete the whole thing right now. They're both silent meditation. Let me get that out of there. Let me make sure that's not this stream though. What's this one called? Synthesizer. Yeah. Boom. Peace. I think I just shut it down. I think we're good to go. All right, I think I got the phantom stream shot. I've been getting phantom streams. So I don't know what's going on. Someone tell me how it's possible I could be running 2 live streams at once. I'd love to know. Because the other night I went to bed, I did a jam, went to bed, got up, on the way driving to work early, real early. We're talking like 3:30 a.m. baby. Early bird gets the worm. And guess what happened? Bunch of text messages rolling. Hey dude, you're live, what's up, you're live. I was like, okay. So I was like, what's going on? I think this stream is running fine. Keep this one open. Hold on now. Yeah, they can all listen, man. Deal is, I got 2 live streams running at once. What's the problem? One shuts down, hop on over to this one, figure it out. I think this one's the one going. Can you guys let me know if this is proceeding as planned here? Are we witnessing a live stream? And someone said yes, it's down. Echo wants to know what's going on. Not much is going on, bro. Not much is going on here now. I'm trying to figure out how the heck that. I'm trying to figure out how the heck we can have the Moog Messenger added to this list of 7 best synths for indie bands. How is that possible? It hasn't been out long enough. Now, if you want to add the Behringer Wave to the 7 best synths for indie bands, that's fine. That's fine, because Behringer's the best. So I'm never going to tell anybody they shouldn't. Every single Behringer is the best for indie bands. That's just the way it is. It's a party. Good morning, Patch Dog. What's up? What's up, Patch Dog? Which one are we supposed to be on? Whichever one you want. I think this one. I think you're supposed to be on this one. Live. All right, I got to make sure this stream is running properly. Tony Black, what's up, baby? Good morning, sir. I was watching Tony Black stream last night. Love Tony Black, man. Beautiful shirts. Tony Black inspired me to clean up this haircut I got going on here too. I saw Tony with a beautiful, sweet, fresh NYC style haircut. So I I went in the bathroom, grabbed out my pet shears. I only cut my hair with animal clippers because they always stay sharp and they don't run that controlled, or what is it, planned obsolescence is worse when you buy human grooming tools because they want you to keep buying them, right? So they have planned obsolescence, they break. So I only buy pet shears, which are considered industrial commercial shears. I cut my hair with pet shears, okay? So the same hair that cuts your Labradoodle or whatever Echo Craft's got on his couch half the time, that little Madro Doodle or whatever it is, whatever Echo uses to groom that thing, that's what I cut this hair. And this haircut was inspired by Tony Black. So thank you, Tony. Everything seems fine. Thank you, Echo. Appreciate the $1.99, my friend. Everything seems good. Everything seems good. That's good. All right, let's get back to the show. After a little bit of, like I said, these phantom streams keep popping up. Went to bed, stream starts. Get up in the morning, stream start. So I don't know what YouTube's doing. YouTube knows that when the Samurai goes live, it's like, I don't know, they send this thing out. Because it's global now, right? It's translated into Japanese, Chinese, Spanish, German, Swahili, Zimbabwean. That Synth Show and Synth Samurai, all the language now are going out. It's being translated as we speak. I don't know when they're going to roll it out. I'll have to talk to management, but they're in the process of running translation via AI to every single show I've ever done and re-releasing it past the firewalls in global, all countries around the world. So buckle up, because God knows what's going to happen when that happens. All right. Serious grooming knowledge. That's right, dude. And another thing, T Black baby, another thing. I haven't used shaving cream on my face in at least 12 years. I don't use shaving cream. Okay. What I do is I get a shower, I get out, I grab my bulldog razor, and I just dry shave it. I actually like, and ask the missus, I never changed the razor blade on my bulldog razor for probably 1.5 years. I had the same. She was like, are you still using that same razor? I'm like, yeah. She's like, doesn't it hurt? I was like, yeah, but it lets me know I'm alive. Okay. So when I grab that razor and I pull it down my face like that, and you know how you can feel the hair not cutting, it's being pulled off of your face, and you're like, I like that. I don't mind that. So that's what I do. And I use pet shears on the top. Haven't shaved my chest now, and I've just been letting it roll. I haven't shaved my chest in forever. I used to shave my chest when I used to go to the beach, but to be honest, I like hairy chests. I think hairy chests are cool. I think baby chests are weird. All right. I think when a man's got a baby chest, if a man naturally has a baby chest, that's not that weird. But if a man actively creates a baby chest on himself, that's weird. In my opinion. You know, that's just my opinion, right? I had a friend in high school, and he was fortunate to grow up with a baby chest, okay? And he had one black hair that came off his chest like that. And he was so proud of it, because we grew up in Canada, man. Like I had a full hairy chest in grade 5. All right. I had a full hairy chest in grade 5. When I used to take my shirt off at the park, when mother would be there in grade 5, we'd be running around doing whatever. I'd take my shirt off in the park, and so would all the other kids. It was just like a bunch of werewolves running around, right? So we just get the hairy chests naturally in Canada. You just get, because it's cold, right? So it's natural selection. Anyone who didn't get a hairy chest in Canada, they've been bred out by natural selection. So my friend had this one black hair on his chest, and he protected it with all his might. And the goal of my friend group was to get that chest hair, because we knew he was only ever going to have one, because he had a baby chest. So we used to chase him around, right? At the beach, we'd run over. If he'd be lying down the beach, suntan, with his eyes closed, he had like a sixth sense. My friend would go over to grab it, and go to grab that chest hair, and he'd go poof, swat it away. But one day, dude, he had a few beer, and he was playing a little loose and fast with that chest hair. And my friend went up behind him, reached around, grabbed it. He made sure he didn't have sweaty palms, grabbed that chest hair like a vice grip, pulled it right out at the follicle. That little piece of skin at the end even came out after. All right. And to be honest with you, Never grew back, and he hasn't had a chest hair since. Okay. Yeah, don't be actively creating a baby chest, man. If you got chest hair, show it. It's all good. Okay. So what else? We got symptoms of reality here. What's up? What's up? What about baby legs? Is it weird if a man has baby legs? I don't know. The legend of baby legs has now grown. No one's ever seen his legs. And according to Encyclopedia Britannica, baby legs is a thing. And some people have baby legs. Just like some people have baby chests, some people have baby faces, some people have baby legs. So the legend of baby legs, I don't know where it started. I don't know who created it. I don't know where it came from. But yeah, the legends of baby legs is for real. Okay. Tony Black was saying, I'm inspired to have some coffee. Dude, go brew up a coffee. This is strong, man. This is what we call an 8 tablespoon to 10 tablespoon French press. Strong, dark, and handsome is how I like my coffee. All right, let's get back to the show here, what we're talking about after that little segue. Okay, so this is my point. We had the seven best synthesizer for indie bands. And when I tell you the PSYOP runs deep, you've got a bunch of synthesizers, the Micro Korg, the OBX8, the Roland Phantom, the Sequential Prophet 5, the Arturia Astrolab is sus, but you know, it's been such an epic release for stage musicians that people are just loving it, and they're trading their Nords out nonstop to get this Astrolab. The only thing they could have thrown on there was a little polyphonic aftertouch for your boy, and as you know, Synth Samurai thinks every synth should have polyphonic aftertouch, even mono synths, so you can use the mono synth as a polyphonic aftertouch MIDI controller. Everybody thought I was crazy when I brought that up. They're like, oh, that loser Synth Samurai, he doesn't know that if you got poly aftertouch on a mono synth, that doesn't work. He's so stupid. I'm like, no, dude. That means you got a mono synth, but you can use it as a polyphonic aftertouch MIDI controller. Okay? Next level thinking. High level thinking. You gotta take some of that Ginkgo Bilboa. You in the park right now? That's right. What's up, Patch Dog, my baby? Shout out to the greatest demo man in the game, Patch Dog from Behringer, absolute legend. The greatest of all time, in my personal opinion. Nobody's better. There's some close seconds, but nobody's better. Patch Dog is Gillette, man. The best a synth man can get. Okay. So this is where we get to the Moog Messenger right here. Moog Messenger. I'll highlight it for you. And the Behringer Wave. All right. So as a stage musician, I've already laid the claim that every Behringers are the greatest things for what is it called? Indie groups, because they're affordable. They're built like tanks. If you drop one, you go get another one. Plain and simple. The Moog Messenger hasn't even been tested. So nobody friggin' knows it. Okay. Nobody friggin' knows if the Moog Messenger is the greatest, but I've got a hot take on this coming in a little bit. Yeah, go take your Rocky Bilboa, baby. Get that brain working, you know? What do you stop eating cholesterol so you dry out your brain? You're gonna get Alzheimer's, okay? You need cholesterol. Cholesterol is the fuel for your brain. When they told you to stop taking cholesterol, suddenly now everybody's got dementia and Alzheimer's. What a coincidence. You dried out your brain, turned it into a dried out old raisin. Now you're walking around, don't know who you are, talking to make-believe people. Go have an egg. Eat a bunch of egg yolks. All right. We got, I've seen the Messenger played live a good number of times. Yeah, I know you have, Robbie, baby. You've seen it. You've seen it in many places, I think, dude. Oh, yeah. Robbie's seen it before it was even able to be seen. You know, Robbie's what we call a synth clairvoyant, man. He's been astrally traveling to all the areas, and Robbie said it's amazing. But not only do we have Pro Synth Network putting the stamp of approval on the Moog Messenger, I've got EchoCraft and Hansvolt putting their stamps of approval on the Moog Messenger. And like I said, those cats don't mess around. Is it the best for indie bands? No. It hasn't been proven yet. So that's what we call hyperglaze. That's what we call synth psyop. That's what we call neuro-linguistic synth programming, making you think that the Moog Messenger is the best synthesizer for indie bands. It might be, but it isn't yet. Okay? Let's leave it at that. Let's go back to synth news. But here's my theory. My theory is, let me get the Titantron off for a second. So my theory is this. Actually, before we do that, let me just show you where this theory came from. Let me just show you where this theory came from. Oh, here we go. Let's check this out. This is the great one.
Well, hello.
Now,
see what that says? See what this is?
Now, there's a rumor going around, okay? There's a rumor going around. I don't know who started it, but I find it awfully peculiar that one of the greatest Behringer bros ever created, known to man, one of the top Behringer bros, we'll call him an all-star, okay? On the all-star team of the Behringer bros was this man right here. Suspect number one, Echo Craft. Now, suddenly out of nowhere, this handsome man gets a Moog Muse in his studio. After being a Behringer bro for life, glazing the Behringer bro, riding Behringer's coattails right to the top, what happens? Moog goes and headhunts him and starts running a guerrilla marketing campaign with one of the greatest synthesizer renegade influencers out there. They stole him from Behringer. They gave him a Moog Muse, and look what he gets today. Out of nowhere, no talk. He never even spoke of getting the Moog Messenger. He never brought it up once. He didn't bring it up. He never mentioned it. I talked to the guy 4 or 5 times a day on the phone, and he never once told me that he was getting the Moog Messenger. And what happens? 2 days ago, this happens. Exhibit A, let's call this.
Well, hello. See what that says? See what this is? I don't know if you can see that. So this is a brief story. And I know I'm not wearing my glasses, and this is my face without my glasses. But yeah.
That's right, Smarty. That's right, Smarty. Glazed and amazed, baby. Right there. You got it. Echo Craft has been headhunted by Moog to run an adjacent parallel guerrilla marketing campaign where he may, in fact, be the greatest 00 Synth 7 operative ever to have come out of Synthverse. Because the seamless Houdini switch, you know, Indiana Jones takes the Behringer, lifts it up, puts in a Moog, no one even noticed. Suddenly now, 10 of last Echo Craft's videos are on a Moog Muse, and then number 11 is on this. It's amazing. It's breathtaking.
So I found out from my guitar, my guy at Guitar Center, that, well, the multi-poly that I ordered in March, that I sold the Three Sisters for, I found out today isn't going to be here now until...
So again, abandons Korg, abandons Behringer, and there's an alliance between Korg and Behringer. All right, we've been trying to like establish that Korg is the behemoth that keeps putting out synthesizers that sound phenomenal, and they're cheap. And you know, some people don't like it, including myself, that they devalue their synthesizers on purpose. They'll release synthesizer for $700. 1 year later, you can buy it for $150 brand new. It's like, what? Okay, so Korg is for the working man, and Behringer's for the working man. And we know now, which I'll get to a little bit later if you guys stick around to the hot take on this whole thing. But the Moog Messenger and Echo Craft, something's going on with Moog and Echo Craft.
The middle to the end of July. And I said to myself, well, that sucks. You know, it sucks. So what I did was, I said, oh, well, you know, then maybe we should just put the money on a gift card and, you know, whatever, I'll look for something else or whatever.
Now you just see that? He just touched his nose. In my previous life as a body language expert, I can tell you that's what we call a tell.
So then I just happened to say, you don't happen to have any Moog Messengers, do you? And he says, yes, as a matter of fact, I have 4 of them. And I said, oh, well, can you do the same deal that you did with, you know? And he's like, yeah. So I didn't have to pay a dime for this. And
listen, can I visit these underground synth establishments where you can negotiate a synthesizer deal like you're talking about arranging a garbage contract with the mafia? I mean, like, I don't know. The only time I bought synthesizers is usually I go on Sweetwater, click it, the rep writes me a couple days later and asks me if I like it. Echo Craft is like he's running a friggin' sanitation engineering empire, and he's in there cutting a backroom deal for a Moog Messenger.
I'm the proud owner of a Moog Messenger. So let's do the unboxing, shall we? Yeah, so, you know, very interesting situation. I don't know. I don't know. Let me move over here.
Yeah, I think it's actually the new rivalry. Maybe I'm getting inspired now. It's the Moog Mafia versus the Behringer Bros. I think that's what it is now, because don't get it twisted. The release of the Moog and I'll get to my hot take later. I don't want to tell you now, but don't get it twisted. The Moog Messenger is an absolute nuclear tipped hypersonic synth missile aimed directly at InMusic and directly at King Uli. And I'll tell you why in a little bit, but don't get it twisted. This is no mistake. And it's actually maybe one of the greatest corporate strategic moves of all time, definitely in the synth world. You don't see this you see this kind of stuff between Apple, Samsung, all that kind of thing. This is probably the first time ever you're seeing this type of corporate warfare go on this type of level. And I mean, just the fact that they've headhunted the greatest rising star in the synth community, the realest, most hardcore bro you've ever met, Echo Craft, the fact that Moog was able to headhunt this cat right from under the nose of the renegades is absolutely extraordinary. And bravo, you know, bravo. It's like when Wayne Gretzky went to the LA Kings. He left the Oilers and went to the LA Kings.
I think it's rather odd that, let's see, how's this?
All right, bro, listen. You got to get a bigger knife. Let's go. Let's get it out of the box. Let's see what kind of
It's 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, and I'm being filmed by a security camera with darkness all around me.
Yeah, well, get out of your buddy's backyard.
Not his.
Yeah. It's 2 a.m. and I'm being filmed by a security camera after I randomly walked through 2 acres of forest and ended up in this guy's backyard.
Let's do this nice and gentle. All right, there you go. All right, so let's take this guy out. Ooh. All right, so we have metal. And I will tell you that it's silk screened on.
Yeah, guess what? Guess what, Echo? You might own more Behringers than me, bro. You know what I mean? You might own more Behringers than me. But I'll tell you one thing right now. I'll tell you one thing right now, buddy. Nobody, and I mean nobody, loves Behringer more than me. Nobody. Maybe one person, Patchdog, okay? We love it equally. Maybe Uli, but I love it just as much as Uli. I love it just as much as Patchdog. So the three of us, nobody loves Behringer more than Uli Behringer, Patchdog, and Synth Samurai. Nobody. And not only do I love it, every single jam, track, sound, experience I ever do always includes Behringer products. Always. And if I'm not playing a Behringer product, I'm thinking about a Behringer product. If I'm not thinking about a Behringer product, I'm on the phone with somebody and I'm drawing a picture of a Behringer product. Okay? 24/7, 365, Behringer Bro for life.
The metal knobs feel nice. Yeah, very nice. Buttons feel nice. Very nice. Anybody see that there? Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So nice. It's got a mono input. It's got a mono output. It's got a cutoff filter. It's a mono synth. Now, when I tell you it's a mono synth, it doesn't mean that it's not amazing. I'll get to that later. I'll get that into a little bit, okay? It doesn't mean it's not amazing, but we don't have to pretend that this thing is jam-packed with features that nobody's ever heard of before and no one's ever seen, and things that are, it's got one thing I think that nobody's ever seen on a Moog product, and that's the resonance bass boost, which is absolutely extraordinary. And after talking to a bunch of people behind the scenes under the radar, they've said that this resonance bass boost is a game changer, and the Moog Messenger is a game changer. So don't get it twisted. I'm just being real. It does looks good on Echo's friggin' marble coffee table, I'll tell you that.
Power button in the back, USB-C.
Yeah, what's our boy say? It's warm. It's sizzling. It's analog. It's a synth, baby.
MIDI in, MIDI out. We've got CD gate in, CD gate out. Two CD outs. Yeah, CD out, CD out. We also we've got clock in, clock out. We've got sustain, expression, and then we have headphones, and it is a mono synth.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. I love Echo. I gotta say this again. Everyone go check out Echo Craft. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't, but I'm pretty sure everybody in here has already subscribed to this amazing man's channel, because I'll tell you what, from the bottom of my heart, I think that Echo Craft right now, in my opinion, Echo Craft has the greatest, realest, most genuine, entertaining synth channel on YouTube, in my personal opinion. And I think, man, Echo Craft is finding his stride, and congratulations, man. You deserve that Moog contract more than anybody. I'm absolutely pumped for you. And the fact that you have gone to the dark side is not a big deal, but that just means that the competitive fire is back up, and the Moog Mafia, which you now represent, my friend, is going to be coming full tilt, head on collision with the Behringer Bros, all right? But yeah, Echo Craft's got one of the greatest channels of all time, and he's amazing. I think he's one of the fastest rising superstars in the synth niche, the attitude era niche. None of this crap with all the shills and all the marketing reps and the marketing contractors and the commercialists and all that. We're just talking about real deal. This cat bar's a Moog Messenger. This cat bar's a Muse. He gives it to you straight. He tells you what's good about it. He tells you what's bad about it, but usually more what's good about it. But it's real. And I'm hard to be tricked. It's hard to fool me, okay? It's very hard to fool me, Echo Craft. And if I sniff out for real that you're playing games, bro, we're gonna have problems.
So it's mono out. Very small, very nice actually. Kind of like it. Yeah. The keys look nice. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let's get that out of there. Oh, the keys feel very nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Can you all see that?
Yeah, zoom in a bit there, bro. Come on.
A little bit here. I know I have to pick up the whole.
Big ups, Echo.
With you know. Let's see. I'm gonna go down a little. There you go. And you know, of course, you know, we've got our basket of fruit here. We got some bananas, some apples.
Wait a minute.
This is the power supply.
Wait a minute. DJ Wojtek, what did he say? Let me see here. Samurai's got Moog jealousy syndrome. We'll call that SMJS. SMJS. I got no SMJS, baby. You know what? This is what I'm going to get to in a little bit. Hold your horses, DJ Wojtek. Absolute legend.
So everything feels really nice on this. The buttons feel great. The knobs feel good. Classic Moog pitch wheel and mod wheel. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so it's like this. It's like this, okay? It's like this. This is how everybody talks about the Moog Messenger before they play it. And like I said, when they play it, a lot of things change because this thing sounds amazing. But it's hilarious. When all the shills dropped the synth tsunami, but the Moog Messenger, it was like this. It was like, this is how I would do it. So we go to the car dealership, right? At the car dealership, the car salesman comes out. He's like, hey, here it is, man. This is the car. It's got, okay, as you can see, it's got wheels. It's got 4 doors. It's even got this windshield. It's got a back windshield. Check this out. Okay. It's got 2 side mirrors. All right. All right. All right. It's got a bumper. Okay. Come around the back. Come around the back. You walk around the back of the car. He's like, just bend over here. It's got an exhaust. Okay. He pops the hood up. He's like, now you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. Pops the hood. It's got an engine. Okay. It's a car. That's how everybody describes the Moog Messenger. This is me describing the Moog Messenger. Okay. It's got keys. All right. It's got some buttons. Okay. Oh, it's got a mob wheel. All right. It's got a pitch wheel. All right. It's got a mono in, a mono out. All right. It's a mono synth. It's got some buttons. That's everybody describing the Moog Messenger. Yeah, I know. Look at Echo's coffee table. Marble, baby. I told you. Echo's rolling. All right. I love you, Echo. We're just playing around. But yeah, that's the Moog Messenger. Very cool. But this is what I want to show you here because this is where it comes to my nuclear-tipped hypersonic synth missile. Sweetwater Messenger. Now, when I saw this, instantly I was like, oh. I was like, okay, which one is it? Soundcheck or Sweetwater? Let's open both so I can see. We go to videos. I don't think it's this one. Drums, blah, blah, blah. I think it's not that one. I think it's this one. Oh my God. Hold on now. Let's see if we can find it. It was Sweetwater beginner. Something like that. We'll find it here in a second. Pro 1. What he was doing, basically, he was talking about how the synthesizer... Let's see. Should we boycott Sweetwater? No. Does it have a coffee machine? Yeah. The friggin' Moog Messenger doesn't even have polyphonic aftertouch. Give me a friggin' break. All right? Give me a friggin' break. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. I got to find this thing. Sweetwater. Oh. I typed Behringer, that's why. Just subconsciously Behringer got typed. Weird. I was trying to type beginner, and I typed Behringer. Beginner synthesizer. Something like this. Come on, where is it? Difference. We'll find it here in a quick sec. I think it was... I'll just do this and then I go keyboards versus synths for beginners. Is that it? 3 years ago? No. Let me do a filter check. Add it to upload it. Check that out. $8.99 plus tax. That's a deal. Where are you, Daniel? Sweetwater, Messenger minus synth sounds only. Wasn't that one? Just when you want to find it, they bury it. It was definitely on here. Let's see. I watched it recently, so it's got to be on here somewhere. Put the music on so we can look it up. $8.99, baby. Check it out in a sec. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 days ago. Vintage synth's worth it. Huh, where is it? It's got to be in the Sweetwater sound check. Gotta be. Wouldn't a deep mine, what is that, Roy Droid? Wouldn't a deep mine be a better investment for the money? Well, I'll tell you something right now. Hans Volt, Machines 1, And I don't think Echo Craft's going to sell his deep mine, but they all said they're selling their deep mines. And I'm like, what? What the heck are you guys thinking? You guys have lost your mind. You all got hypnotized. Where the frig is it? Sweetwater sound check. Videos. Latest. Boom! Got it. Okay, so let me just play this for a second. Some people are, what are you saying? Some people are drooling over a mono synth while I'm drooling over a Komodo Essence. 300 voices, exactly. And that's where we're coming to the synth singularity topic, which was the headline of the show. Play the cons video? Can't, too busy. All right. So when I saw this video, you see the headline right here. Let me jump to the big screen. All right. So, or maybe this one here is better. So we look at the headline, it says, How Do Synthesizers Work? A Complete Guide by Daniel Fisher. When I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, that actually verifies what I was thinking. He showed, this is cute. This is very cute. So what he's doing is anybody who is thinking about getting into synthesizers, you got the most famous synthesizer name, which is Moog. You've got an entry level $899. Everybody can scrounge up $899, all right? Rice and beans for a bit, a little bit of overtime, mow a couple lawns, deliver a couple pizzas, start an Uber thing, do a Grubhub, whatever you got to do, you can come up with $899. If you want to get into shadier stuff, you can do that. But the fact that this is called How Do Synthesizers Work? A Complete Guide by Daniel Fisher, and he's using the Moog Messenger to demonstrate that, let's just check this out for a sec. But this made me think, wow. I talked to Hans Volt yesterday, and he said, I don't know if I should even verify. He said he doesn't even know how he can stay in love with many of his other synthesizers now, because when he played the Moog Messenger, the sound is so extraordinary that it blows away everything he's got. And I was like, wow, they put out a synthesizer for $899 under the Moog banner, aka In Music. And if this is your first synthesizer you ever buy, if this is your first gateway into the wonderful world of synthesizer, and you've got a Moog Messenger, okay? How are you ever, anything you buy after the Moog Messenger will now always be compared to the Moog Messenger. You will always now have locked in the Moog filter sound. They put in the beautiful resonance boost, an elegant interface, no screen, super easy UI, and a mega insane sequencer and arpeggiator. It's deep as it is shallow. Everything thereafter now will be compared to the Moog Messenger. So to me, that is an absolute, as Hans Volt said, game changer. This now may have forever destroyed the entry-level synth market when it comes to sonics, frequency, and audiophile intensity. This synthesizer right here may in fact have just destroyed all the competition. But there's still room. This is now Music Tribe, Behringer, the great Uli need to strategically think it's time to release the greatest synthesizer of all time that Behringer can create and knock this Moog Messenger right back where it came from, Taiwan, okay? It's the new era. The fact that you can pick this up for $899 is insane. What's up, No Leg Baby? One of the greatest synthesizer artists of all time. Check out No Leg's channel. He's the best. We've been together since the beginning. Absolutely love that man. His music's amazing. Legend of the Kumite. The more I watch your video, the more I want the Behringer. This is what we call, this is the problem. This is non-GMO, organic, grass-fed glaze, okay? This is none of that aspartame glaze. This is none of that high fructose corn syrup glaze. This is non-GMO, organic, grass-fed, creamy glaze, because what Moog have just done is they've created the synth singularity, one of the most expensive companies in the world, selling you a big hunk of wood and metal for $5,000 that is a one-voice synthesizer, and now they're giving you a Moog Messenger for $899. No, it doesn't look as pretty, but guess what? It's $899. And you know what happens now? This sounds better than the Model D. That's what people are saying. And if it doesn't sound better, it sounds just as good. And the beautiful thing about this here that the Model D doesn't have, this has this new feature, which is the resonance bass boost, where you don't lose all that beautiful low end as you're sweeping through that thing, okay? So, and not only that, you can take this on the road and tour. You can be a beginner and buy it. You can actually have the most iconic synth company's sound in your lap, on the sofa, while your missus is watching Grey's Anatomy. You could be ripping off some super sizzle on this thing, okay? That's what they did. And now they've forever changed the entry-level synthesizer market, because anyone who buys this for the first time, as you can see, How Do Synthesizers Work? A Complete Guide by Daniel Fisher. He just made a 28-minute video going through step-by-step how synthesizers even work for this here. And now, guess what? The other thing. This is a mono synth, but you can save and store presets on this thing. EchoCraft told me this is one of the only synthesizers he's ever owned where it actually doesn't even need effects. It sounds so sonically sizzling that you don't even need a reverb, you don't even need a delay. But if you're a guy like me, you're always gonna bathe it in effects, and you're gonna bathe it in Uli's bubble bath of sound, baby, because it's beautiful. Yeah, Messenger has presets, Patch Dog. This is crazy. While we're talking about it, let's pull it up. Right here, $899. And the other crazy thing, I gotta give Moog credit where credit is due. And you know I'm not a Moog fan, okay? You know it. You heard it. If you've been following me for the last 1,000 videos, for the last 2 years, okay, on this meteoric astro rise through the synthverse, if you've been with me, you've known that I'm not a Moog fan, okay? I'm not a hater, I'm just real. I'm not a fan of overpriced crap, okay? But when you can get $899 synthesizer, jam-packed with presets, and you don't have to wait for it, you can order it right now, and it'll be in your bedroom, laying on your bed, in a menage a trois, right now. I could order this right now and have it by Tuesday, probably, okay? That's crazy. That's crazy. Loonsberry Pedals, 128 presets. Sent me an email. I got the Moog Messenger. It's extraordinary. Loonsberry Pedals, let me know down in the chat. Give it a rating. 7 out of 10. 10 being Behringer. Where does this rate? Because Behringer is 10 out of 10, always. Every synthesizer Behringer makes 10 out of 10, 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 okay? So, ProSynth Network, 256 preset patches, 120 on board, baby, okay? 16 by 16, that's right. My math ain't good, but if I look at that, 10 times 10 is 100, 6 times 6 is, what? 36, add that to 100, times it by 2, what do you get? 256, okay? American Synth Dudes, that's right, this is the attitude, baby. Attitude era. Bringing it to you real. EchoCraft. Now the cons, you have to update the firmware to factory reset. Exactly, Echo said this in his video. None of the Synth Mafia even told you when you got this, it was like, they put it out before they even filled the patch banks. EchoCraft actually did an amazing job. It came out and told everybody. When Hans Volt figured it out, he's like, man, there's no friggin' patches on this. So you had to do a firmware update to get all the patches, all right? Synth Mafia didn't tell you that though, did they? Because they're full of baloney. Non-stop baloney, these cats. Okay. I seen Noir et LeBlanc made a comment in Echo's video the other day. Echo was talking about Synth Mafia and the tsunamis they roll out and the NDAs you got to sign and 5-year NDAs. Like you get a Moog Messenger show up at your house as Synth Mafia, they say shut your mouth for 5 years. Think about that. I'm not saying that Moog does that. I'm saying as an example, you know, the Korg Behringer shows up at your house. And what happens? You got an NDA, you got to shut your mouth for 5 years. You can't say anything on forums, nothing on anywhere. You just shut your mouth for 5 years. Muzzle up. We just gave you an $899 synth. We bought your silence for $899, okay? And then Noir came on and Noir was like, bro, I read an email once, said I'm unpredictable. If Noir et la Blanc, the smoothest, one of the most handsome, one of the most articulate, elegant, soft-spoken, but assertive synth minds in the game, an OG, total respect to Noir et la Blanc. If Noir et la Blanc is unpredictable, then look out, baby, because the Synth Renegade, Synth Samurai, I guess if he's unpredictable, what am I? I'm actually very predictable to be. Actually, you know what? I am predictable. I am predictable. I'm the most predictable person in all of the synthesizer game. All right? I am the pirate of predictability. If there's anything, I've been in the synth business for decades and ain't ever signed an NDA like that. That's right, Robbie, because you're smart. You probably aren't a young buck coming up, 20-something years old, getting a flashy little object thrown in front of your face and a synthesizer. And what do you know, man? You're a kid. You're like, whatever. You're like that kid Gabe or whatever. That kid that was like 13, became a synth influencer. I can't remember his name. Gabe something. I don't know. It's like 10 years later. He still looks like he's 13. And you get this beautiful synthesizer thrown in your lap. You're just coming up. What are you going to do, man? You're going to sign on dotted line. You don't even read the thing. And then now you're muzzled for 5 years. Robbie, you're smart. You've been in the game a long time. You're probably the kind of cat who would be like, you know what? Let's negotiate. Instead of you sending me a synthesizer and me doing a demo, how about this? How about you send me the synthesizer, you send me $3,000 on top of that, and then you have no control over what I make, but I will sign the NDA to not say anything until the embargo is released. That's the kind of deal that the king, Robbie, probably cuts, okay? The art of the deal, all right? That's the kind of deal an OG like Robbie cuts, because he's been in the game a long time. But a young buck, a 22-year-old, 21-year-old, 17-year-old, 27-year-old cat who's just getting into it, loves synthesizers, so enthusiastic. I'll tell you what, man, I might have signed something like that back in the day. Okay? All right? I'm predictably unpredictable. I'm king of glaze, all right? The gladiator of the Glaze Coliseum. All right. Anyways, let's get back. That's enough running my mouth for a minute. I had to give Rourke some samples, okay? Rourke's making sample packs. So I got to give him some samurai hot honey for some sample packs. All right. All right, let's move on. We got to go down here. This is what we want to get into the specs, just so you can know what this thing got, right? Portable monophonic analog synthesizer, 32 note semi-weighted keys, okay, semi-weighted, pitch bend mod wheel, whatever. But this is the part people were wondering about. 256 preset locations, 16 by 16 banks, 240 professionally designed factory presets. So I was even wrong, it's got 240. Greg Loonsberry, you gotta do the firmware update to get all the factory design presets. EchoCraft and Hans Volt figured it out. So you gotta go on, do your firmware update, and then you get all 240 professionally designed patches on your Moog Messenger. Sub oscillator, continuous variability, white noise, blah, blah, blah. Ladder filter, full pole, two pole, band pass, high pass. Now this is another big, huge feature that is people are calling a game changer. Resonance bass compensation, switch preserves and punctuates the bottom end, okay? Triangle wave, LFO, hardwired mod wheel, 2 envelopes, blah, blah, blah. The rest is all like standard issue. 64-step sequencer, 250-step memory. All right, Echo baby, have a good day at work. Oh, we got Slack. Let the position for Behringer Poly D update 64 steps. Let's go, baby. Patch dog. Call Uli and tell him we need a Poly D update, baby. We need a mega. I don't know if they got the ability to update that to something like that. I sign NDAs all the time. Not an issue if you don't plan on sharing inside information. Attaboy, Roy Droid. Roy Droid's a renegade. Roy Droid don't mind letting everybody know what's going on behind the scenes. And if you don't want to share inside information, then that's all good. Have a good shift, Echo, my man. What's up, Robbie Taylor? What's up, Waves? Patch and firmware update, Behringer Poly D. Yeah, Poly D update. This is what I'm saying. So I'll get to that in a sec. So this is the Moog Messenger, right? $8.99, crazy deal. And I think as a gateway synthesizer now, this is putting pressure, to me, this is pressure on Behringer to release something soon. I know they got things into work with the JN80, the Neptune 80. They've got the Pro 16 coming. They've got the DX1, the BX1 coming. They got a lot of stuff like that. But what I think they really need to do, in my opinion, is they really need to come out with some smoking hot original synthesizer. We all love the clones. We love the clones. We love the nostalgia. We love all that. But you know you got the ability, baby, to come out with something hot. You know what? Clone this. Clone the Messenger right now and call it the Postman. Call it the Behringer Postman. Bring it out in all white with red and blue. Call it the Behringer Postman. Whap some reverb and delay into that thing for us from your Clark Technica effects panels, and throw in a couple other little goodies. You know what? Make it a 4-note paraphonic. Basically take your Poly D, stop it from being flip top, make it straight down, put it in the form factor almost of like the MS1, throw a metal lid on it, call it the Behringer Postman, and release it hot for us for $4.99. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. All right, so let's move on. So this is what I was thinking. I'm getting a monophonic synthesizer. I need to add one to the collection. That's the thing. And my choices are this. I do love the Behringer MS1 Mark II. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. 25-year class reunion tonight, Twin Cities? 100% you gotta go, dude. Those things are amazing. There's no more sliding into an alternate reality than going to a 25-year class reunion, because your memory of everybody is 25 years in the past. When you go there, it's like you went 25 years into the future, because in your mind, you still feel the same age as you did 25 years ago, and so does everybody else. But they'd all look 25 years older, and they've got 25 years more of experience under their belt, so they're actually completely different human beings. But once you enter the high school reunion, it's like once you go in those doors to the gymnasium, suddenly now you've went through a portal, and everybody will semi-revert back to their high school personalities. And it's weird, it's interesting, it's hilarious, and I think you should go. What are we saying? Samurai, get Behringer, get the Poly D update. Yeah, Poly D update, I'd love to see it. Forgive me, what's an NDA, discipline commotion? Non-disclosure agreement. So when you get given a product, or, you know, you're involved with anybody. I mean, you can make your wife sign an NDA, you know what I mean? If you want to. If you come to my house to visit, to have dinner, when you go out the door, I'm making you sign an NDA as well. So when anybody comes to, that's why I haven't had a lot of people over the house, because I feel weird making people sign NDAs when they leave my house. But when they come in, NDA is signed, or when they go out the door, NDA is signed. One or the other. So if any of you guys want to visit my Samurai Castle, you will be signing an NDA upon entering, and definitely upon leaving, or you will not leave. And that's just a warning. Okay. What do we got here? Maybe a second Moog synth, but not your main one. Mariano Fernandez. Listen, dude, I'm getting on the ground renegade reports that the Moog Messenger is, as far as monophonic synthesizer, there's no point to even buy a Model D. There's no point to ever buy a Model D right now. 0 point to buy a Model D, unless you just want the looks, the nostalgia, and the artistry and aesthetics. But if you're just looking for that sound, the Moog Messenger got you covered. But this is what I'm looking at here. I got the Behringer MS1 Mark II for $329. All right, less than half the price of the Messenger. And then we also got the Poly D at $629, open box for $566. We get an update on this with a resonance bass boost. I don't know where they put it. I don't know if it's even possible, but that'd be cool. But this is what I got my eyes on, but it's too expensive. The PWM Mantis Duophonic, 4-note, 2 oscillator, aftertouch, 2 ADSRs. It's got chorus, it's got distortion and reverb built in. Might have chorus too. Let's check it out. Onboard digital reverb and chorus. That's right. 200 presets with 100 slots, 2 LFOs. So I'm looking at these are the 3. I got it narrowed down for a buy day Friday. When I hit 5,000 subs, this is what I'll probably be getting. I'll either be getting the Mantis, I'll be getting the Moog Messenger, or I'll be getting the Behringer Poly D or MS1. I haven't decided yet. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking. What's up, SynthCat? What's happening? MS1, what we got from Bloomsbury? MSN does a lot less than the Messenger. Yeah, you're right. Does it do 50% less? Because it's 50% the price. So that's where we are. You want the wood? Yeah, for real. How many voices on the Messenger? The Messenger is a monophonic. You might be able to do a 2-voice duophonic. I'm not sure. Let's see. Sub oscillator. I don't know. Can someone in the chat, Loonsberry Pedals, can you let us know? Is this have duophonic ability or is it just straight up mono? I'm looking quickly through the specs here just to see if I can find it real quick. I see nothing about it being duophonic, but it's potentially could be duophonic. If someone in the chat who owns one right now, because everybody's got them, let us know. Synth Diddy, baby, NDA, that's right. Get the Messenger. I want the friggin' Mantis. I just haven't heard anybody do a good demo. I haven't heard anybody do a real good demo of it yet. And we're gonna get some good demos because Echo's gonna do a really good demo of the Messenger, and Hans Volt's gonna do a really good demo of the Messenger. Echo's saying that it's got 256 presets mono, not duophonic. Thought I heard it was duophonic, but I guess it's not. What's up, Visions High? It's going great, man. How's it going, Visions? I thought it was Visions High, but he said hi. Oh boy, you get to change out your end cheeks. How cute is that? Yeah, I'll put pink ones on, dude. I'd either put pink or peach. I want those peach end cheeks, dude. Nice skin-colored end cheeks on that baby. Peach. With a little fuzz. If I could get some furry end cheeks, that's what I'd put on there too. Peach fuzz end cheeks is what I want. I want that friggin' tactile feel where I touch the end cheek and it feels like I'm rubbing a peach. So, hey, Rourke. If Rourke's in the chat, Rourke, can you 3D print me 2 end cheeks in peach or off pink and cover them in peach fuzz? That's what I'm looking for. So, Cal, what's up, baby? Played the Mantis at NAMM. Sounds really good. All right. I'm not looking for really good. I'm looking for sounds amazing. I want amazing, you know? I want amazing. I want like this sound. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for this sound right here. I'm looking for that kind of sizzle. That is the Korg multi-poly. All right, that's the kind of sizzle. That's the kind of sizzle I'm looking for. All right, super sizzle. So I don't even know if I need it, dude. I got the multi-poly and it's amazing. So I don't even know if I need that thing, right? But you know me, man. I don't care about need. I want. And if I want it, I'm going for it. Because everybody deserves to be synth blessed and get as much synths as you can possibly get. I think let's go through some chats here. I think you need a Moog first. Yeah, I got no Moog, so I might need a Moog. You're right. You're very right there. I might need a Moog. Bro, what's wrong with you? What do you mean? What do you mean, what's wrong with me? $1.99. Echo, what's wrong with me? Thank you, Echo, for that $1.99. Peach fuzz end cheeks, baby. Come on. Why wouldn't you? I don't want no non-peach fuzz end cheeks, dude. I'm looking for that peach fuzz end cheek system. And with the Mantis, I can get those peach fuzz end cheeks, no problem, from my boy Rourke. All right, got that synth juice. We got Loonsberry Pedals. Alec, enjoyed your multi-poly demos. Yeah, Alex C's got some great multi-poly demos. Absolutely fantastic. Slack says, I'll give you the best pair of peach end cheeks you've ever seen. Damn, dude. Hey, listen, I ain't looking for male peach end cheeks, all right? I just want nice pink peach fuzz, okay? I ain't looking for the cheeks. Pink fuzzy cheeks, that's right. Synth Blast, baby! Yeah, that's right. So, I don't know, you guys might have been wondering where I've been, what I've been up to. I've kind of just been chilling out, relaxing. I like to look at my synthesizer experience on YouTube as like seasons. I went through the Bro Synth Network versus the Pro Synth Network season. I went through the That Synth Show nonstop news season. I had a season of that. I went through the jam season, which was my first season, was jamming, learning synthesizers, getting familiarized with this whole world. I did what did I say, played a Muse yesterday at Guitar Center and the Micro Korg. Yeah, Harmonic Sonics, what do you think? Malmo, you're playing an Oberheim ripoff sound. That's right, baby. I'm playing a Samurai Heim on the multi-poly, okay? Playing a Samurai Heim. The greatest Heims of all times. Samurai Heims. That's what I should make. I should make a synthesizer company called Samurai Heim. The greatest Heims of all times. Yeah, so I'm going through seasons. I'm just figuring stuff out. I'm watching other YouTube channels. I've been checking out Tony Black NYC a lot. I really love the aesthetics he's got going on. I love the lighting he's got going on. I love the chill flow, the style. I was checking out, I think it's called Tetro's stream. He just set up a new studio and he's got a new look going on. To be honest, I think he might have kind of took a little bit of my look with this side view camera style. I don't know, but he's got a great stream. So he was talking about what he's going to do with shows and stuff. I believe that I invented the shows. In the synth world, I invented the shows. I've got oscillators and percolators. I made my YouTube channel a TV. All right, it's Synthflix. I got multiple shows. I got Oscillators and Percolators morning coffee show. I got Synth Wars call-in show, the first ever live analog lo-fi call-in show of all time. I got Synth Fighter with me and Echo, which is a podcast style cooperative. I've got That Synth Show, okay? All these in live stream. I've got That Synth Car. I've got Samurai TV, which is just a generic IRL style experience. I have got the Shilling, okay? I've got at least 10, I got 10 programming stations on Synth Samurai. So I invented the show, okay? And that's why you see all these cats out there now, all these OG synth guys running shill channels, starting second channels, okay? Noir was an original. He started a second channel for no other reason than he said the other night, so he could separate from his nieces. He wanted to be a little more loose, so he did it, and it works out great. And him and Autumn have an amazing show, aesthetically pure, beautiful, entertaining. Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. Eastern. Awesome. Okay. So I invented the synth shows, and I ain't doing another channel so I can do a morning coffee show. I'm not doing another channel so I can do a call-in show. I'm not doing this and that and the other and whatever. I'm just doing it all right here. And shows change just like Netflix. You go back to watch your favorite show, that season's canceled. It's over. And there's a new one coming. So that's where we are now. We're between seasons. I'm in development. I'm talking to management. I'm talking to what do you want to call them? The production team. And I'm talking to accounting, and we're seeing what kind of funds we can pull from different areas to give a better, more creative, more immersive experience on Samurai TV, okay? So as of now, I'm trying to see which shows to keep, which shows to drop, which ones to maybe bring back, and which new ones to bring in. So that's what we're doing here now. We're between seasons, and today I just wanted to come in a little bit and relax, and the new season will be starting soon. So that's where we are. Everybody's been wondering. I had everybody going, man, where are you at? Where are you at? It's 5 days, bro. I haven't been on in 5 days, but that's what happens when you do 38 to 40 live streams a month. That's what happens when you do 38 live streams, post 10 videos, do 4 or 5 shorts, and then it's all live for hours. Sometimes shorter. That's what happens. When you don't post for a day, everyone's like, where'd he go? Did he quit? No, I don't quit, bro. I evolve, I change, I adapt. So that's what I'm doing. I'm in research mode now. I'm talking to management. I'm talking to accounting. I'm seeing what funds are able to be released. I'm checking out different accounts down in the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos and different things like that to see which accounts can be accessed at the moment. And then not only that, I'm also looking into which channels are starting to change to the style I'm doing, which I created and I invented, which channels are now, you know, copying my style. And then because they're copying me, now I got to go left. They're, you know, I went right. They were all going left. Now they're turning their ships and doing what I'm doing. And now I'm going left. So I got to do something different because I don't want to be incorporated into the next wave of the synth mafia and the shills trying to, you know, jack my swag, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to have to go left. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in research mode, checking everything out. Okay? If you've been wondering. Sonic State just celebrated the 35-year anniversary. Yep. Shout out to Sonic State. OG, great show. Sonic State, Pro Synth Network. Those two shows are very cool. I watch them most of the time. And, you know, EchoCraft has got probably one of the, like I said earlier, the greatest synthesizer channel on the internet. We've got loads of synth renegades out there, real dudes with live streams now. You got Harmonic Sonics, you got Apollo Hanzo, you've got Twin Cities Oxygen, you got Alex C, you got DJ Wojtek, you've got the king of synthesizers here. Who else we got? You got No Lake, you got Empirism, lots and lots of Loonsberry Pedals, the greatest guitar pedal company in the world, American made, American sold, pure Americana. Check out Loonsberry Pedals. Amazing guy, Greg running it, owning it, producing it, making it. Okay? And that's where we are. So I gotta strategically make some moves here now to make sure that we stay ahead of the curve and don't get caught up in the synth NATO that is seeing a highly energetic scenario and trying to jack some of it, and then it'll get watered down. So I got to go left. That's where we are now. So that's the update I had for you. All hail Rush. Yep. Moog Messenger is death of analog. No, you just got here, king of synthesizers. I think the Moog Messenger is, like I said, it's a nuclear tipped tactical synth missile that is shot into the gateway of synthesizers for beginners. It's a beginner synthesizer, and for $899, you get a piece of one of the most historic companies, maybe the most historic company next to Behringer in the synthverse. And not only can you get the Moog sound, now you get it for $899. And then if this is your first synthesizer, every synthesizer from there on will be compared to your first synthesizer, which was the Moog. And it sets a crazy high bar. And once they release I'm calling it the Moog Maverick. You got the Moog Muse 8-voice polyphonic. Now you got the Moog Messenger, the monophonic. I think they're coming with a 4 or 5-voice Moog Maverick. I think that would be a great name for an American company, Maverick. Or just call it the Tom Cruise, but they won't do that. But Behringer should make the Tom Cruise. But call it the Moog Maverick. That would be an absolutely epic 4-voice Voyager-esque style, maybe even a flip top. But, you know, that middle child is going to be absolutely extraordinary. So that's where we are. Echo, I thought you were going to work, bro. Oh, I guess the king of synthesizers, it could be that synth punk. Yeah, it is synth punk. His picture's in the thing. SP is here for 10 years or more. Yeah, synth punk is OG. He's one of the originals. He's come, he's gone, he's come, he's gone, he's come, he's gone. I've tried to motivate that cat to stay and stop self-deleting, but that's what he does. He does, like, there's a band, I think, what was the band called? The band was called Fugazi, and they used to go on stage and they would just cut the show mid-show and leave. So synth punk is kind of Fugazi, right? He starts his channel, deletes his channel, starts his channel, deletes his channel, like the band Fugazi did. So that's interesting, I thought. And I've tried to get him to stick around, trying to get him to go live. I feel like live is where it's at. That's why a lot of these second channels now, they're doing more of a live style, low key. I mean, Tony Black knows what's up. EchoCraft knows what's up. Noir LeBlanc knows what's up. Pro Synth Network knows what's up. Everybody's Symptoms of Reality has got an amazing channel. If you guys don't know their channel, go check it out. Symptoms of Reality are doing amazing things. They've got jams going on. They're doing also an all-encompassing channel. And when you do an all-encompassing channel, you got to be very strategic. You got to think out things properly. If you really want to get some algorithmic testosterone, you got to be very smart with your thumbnails, very smart with your titles, and then the rest is up to your content if people like it. And people seem to like Symptoms of Reality. You know, that every day they do a 365-day stream. Every day they're in there. They always got tons of people die hard in the chat. They did a hilarious stream last night. We had the wonderful magician Kent Spong on there with a K. I called him the K-Rex. He had a K-Rex dinosaur outfit on with purple hair. Super cool. So go check them out. Check everybody out. Why don't let me switch something over here. Do this for a second. Let me switch it on over and see what I got going on here, because I got this. Let me hold on, little girl. Oops. So I got the multi-poly running into, you can see it here over on the left, into the Chroma console, and I also got it running into the Reverb, and I've just been playing around with that. And I also have I've got the HydraSynth layered, so whatever I play on the HydraSynth layers with the multi-poly, 4-voice multi-timbral multi-poly right here. You can't get a good look at it, but you can see it right here. As you can see, this is a Tom Sawyer patch, analog modeled, sounds amazing, sounds extraordinary. And I got the Juno up here. Juno X, cool. Thinking about the Juno X. Let me make sure I got I can still pop up the chat here a little bit. I'm just messing around with some sounds here. Love my micro Korg, that's cool. Renegade Network, yep, Renegade Network's in full tilt. I kill my channel, and then I start over. Buddhist mentality, yeah, cool. Self-proclaimed king. All right, yeah, so just caught up in a synth show. $8.99, dude. What is a banana rodder? Yo, just caught up that synthspiracy with the Moog, grabbing the beginners and forcing them hot. Dude, I'm telling you, banana rodder, this is what's going on. I'm telling you right now. The Moog this is the strategic corporate behind the scenes high level thinking. If I was them, I would think the same thing. I'd be like, let's get an entry level synthesizer that has the greatest of the Moog sound in the monophonic area. Simple, a beautiful, elegantly user interface, and let's get this in the hands of a first-time synth user, and then from ever on after that, they will always compare the next synth sound, the sizzle, the frequency, the sonics, the beauty, the filter of a Moog, and the elegance and simplicity of that specific synthesizer, while also deep, to any synth they buy after. And I think it's an absolute crazy thing. So, yeah, just like that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap around the Chroma console with this patch here, but I'm gonna get a different patch because I like this one. So I was messing around. This one here is called XY Solus. That sounds really good. Just want to make sure my levels are good too, so you can hear it good. Does the sound good on there? right, that's the Moog multi-poly with the XY Solus. So then I got the Chroma console right here. You can see, and it's got a bunch of pedals in one, but you can run the 4 pedals basically. So it's got a character section that has drive, sweeten, fuzz, howl, and swell. Then it's got a movement section which got doubler, vibrato, phaser, tremolo, and pitch. And then we got a diffusion section which got cascade reels, so it's got some delay. It's got reverse, it's got collage with some reverb in there, some space. And then we've got a texture section which got like a tape degradation, a lo-fi setting. It's got a filter, and it's got a squash, which is a compressor. And then it's got an interference feature. So it's very, very cool. So what I've been messing around with is I've been running some multi-poly through the Chroma console, and then I also got it running into the Reverb. And yeah. So I'm going to turn it all on. What I got going on here is I've got a drive setting implemented, and I've got some vibrato, and then I've got reels, which is like a delay, a tape delay, and then I got the cassette. Is it a cassette? Oh, I got the broken feature, which kind of crunches it down like a broken VHS cassette, and that's kind of what I'm messing around with. So I'll just play that for a little bit, and then we'll call it a night. Hold on a second. Pardon me? Mileage, probably like 90 something. 95. Probably. Yeah, something freaking ripped off the bottom of my car the other day. That's what the hell? Freaking chipmunk. So yeah, let's play around with that. So as you can see, when I turn this on, when the drive setting engages, it just beefs this thing right up. So that's at like 25, but 30% of the mix. Okay. So this is dry. All right, and this is 40% mix. Just a lot more texture going on, right? Especially if I add in the broken. Hear that warble? If I crank the cassette, the broken up, watch. That's cool. All right, bring in some Reverb. So I've been messing around with that, and yeah, nice pad. And then I was adding a layer. This is one of my favorite patches on the HydraSynth. Is called VHS Dreams. And when I use this is giving me, so I've got the beautiful pad with the multi-poly, and then I've got this really nice broken piano, right? So when I combine the broken feature on the Chroma console to degrade the pad and crunch it up, as I'll show you again, watch. So you can hear that get crunched up. So when I bring in the broken piano, or the VHS Dreams piano, I just think that sounds amazing. And then if I turn that down for a second and just go with the piano. So this piano, when I bring in the mod wheel, it really brightens up that piano, right? Mutes it. So what I like to do with this actual piano setting is I like to go into the delay. And I like to get... So I got a reverse delay on this. Now that's sounding crazy, right? And this is without the multi-poly right now. So I got about 37% wet reverse delay. All right. And now I bring back in the multi-poly after adding that little bit of delay, and sometimes I'll throw a little more reverb on this piano patch too with that reverse. And I mean, I'm telling you, if this isn't, what do we got? Cheatmeister. Have you tried the loop feature on the Chroma console? I don't use the loop feature on the Chroma console. Usually I use the looper on the microcosm I got up there. Right, see it? So no, I don't really use the looper on that. And I got an RC505, which I haven't hooked up yet. But okay, so check this out. So I got the pad coming back in on the multi-poly, and then I've got the piano, the VHS Dream piano at like a 38% reverse delay. And this, to me, just sounds nuclear. It sounds amazing. Isn't that crazy? Let's see what everyone's saying here real quick. Let me load this back up. Whoops. Yeah, so isn't that crazy? So I got to tell you, like, let's see what's going on. What do we got in the chat here? Hey, we still here? Yeah, we're still here, man. What's up, Samurai, Smarty? Yeah, what's up, everybody? Sounds sweet. What's playing? So yeah, I got the HydraSynth going on a VHS piano patch to give the pluck we started with. I've got a huge pad running on the multi-poly by Korg, and I got the Korg going into the Chroma console, running through a drive, a tremolo, a tape delay, and then a broken degradation cassette. And I got all that running into a night verb to add a little bit of lushness. And then I went back to the piano patch and I put on a reverse delay at about 38% to give it this sound, right? Crazy. Man, keep exploring. What was it saying? Keep exploring that synths, your sounds, you have it. Messenger put out the synth or not. Yep. Sounds lush. Yeah, it sounds crazy lush. You know, I don't need another synth. Nice sounds on a rainy day. That's right. Very nice sounds on a rainy day. Try something. Cool. Little jam there, so I guess that's it now. We'll just finish it up. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show today. We got Roy Droid Void is a good idea. Can't memorize everything. Find myself changing out. Yeah, what's up, Tactical MIDI, baby? What's happening? Check out Tactical's channel. Awesome. Check out Roy Droid. Awesome channels, man. Everybody's great in here. Yeah, so I had the Roland Juno X playing the ARP. I had, right? So I won't do it again, but anyways. I had the totally dry. And turn the delay off. That's what we started with, just the piano patch. So this is very cool. So there's a simple piano patch. And reverse delay is crazy. Anyway, I'll get lost again if I keep going with that. Yeah, so that's it, man. Let me just jump back over here. Turn that on. Wipe that off. Switch over. Yeah, so anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Yeah, it sounded epic. Damn right it sounded epic. Sounds lush as heck. This is what I do. It's every synth plugin DAW that I have. So many databases, yeah. I don't really use DAWs ever. Pretty much never. Tactical MIDI. What else we got here? Dope show. Yeah, cool reverb. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, if you want an awesome pedal, man, pick up the Chroma console from Hologram Electronics. Probably the greatest pedal. It's definitely the best pedal I own. It's the most fun, most versatile. You can create so many cool textures with it. It's insane. So yeah, you guys take it easy. That's the show for today. Peace.